So it says here you think gay people are sinners. No, why is that? Let's get into the root of the problem. Why do you think that? Because what's that? Because only straight people can have babies. Think about that for a second. Is it really true that straight people are the only ones that can have babies? Well, yes. Technically, only a male and a female, when they have sex, can have a biological baby. But that isn't true in having a child to care for. People adopt babies all the time. People adopt teenagers all the time. People have different sorts of families, and even bisexual women and bisexual men can have straight biological sex and have real biological babies, right? Yes. So, why do you think being gay is bad? Yes, technically, homosexual sex doesn't produce babies, but, neither does straight sex with a condom. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Now, you also think that other types of queer people, such as people of varying genders, are bad. Now, why is that? Do they pose some threat to you? To cisgender women? What proof do you have of that? I hear nothing. So you're claiming that gay people, and you're claiming that people of gender differences are bad, but you have nothing to back it up. The Bible, yes, the Bible. The Bible also says a lot of things that, current modern day prophets have sort of disproved, such as there's something about not being able to wear certain types of clothing or certain types of fabric is just bad for you. Or I don't know if the Bible gives any specific reason why. And yes, the Bible is... Oh, well, yes, and I agree. The Bible is... I am religious. I have scriptures. I've read plenty of them. I've had plenty of Come Follow Me lessons. But is there really anything solid that proves that God hates gay people because being gay is a sin? Because according to my findings, several years worth of inner looking and praying and longing for answers, I've never found anything to prove that God hates gay people because it is a sin. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that being gay isn't a choice, so therefore it's not a sin, correct? Oh, you don't think so? Now, let's dive deeper. Why don't you think so? Just get into the root of the problem. Why do you think gay is a sin? Yeah, that still doesn't seem to be concrete proof. Where's my proof, you say? Now, though I am young, and though I am pretending to be an old therapist, I haven't had much Bible study, so I'm getting hot on this. So I definitely don't have specific Bible verses, or New Testament, or Old Testament, or Book of Mormon verses that say that being gay is definitely good. And that's kind of the nuance that I get caught up in. Like, even though I have had so many experiences that prove that being gay isn't a sin, I also still, to this day, get confused why modern prophets haven't received the revelation that being gay is okay. So, honestly, I also don't have concrete proof, and I'm just going to throw that out there. I also need to add in this point, I have searched for so long within myself. For my whole life has been figuring out my identity, and that's basically everybody's life, is trying to figure out who they are, what they want to become, stuff like that. I do not want to be a girl. At the thought of me being in a dress and a skirt, hate it. Why would God want me to do something that makes me so extremely uncomfortable? And I'm not saying that God doesn't give us trials for a reason. God makes us uncomfortable for us to grow. If he wanted to make me uncomfortable by forcing me to be a girl, saying that it's a sin to be transgender, to be gay, what growth would that make me have? There doesn't seem to be any growth that comes from that. It only leads to me killing myself. Honestly, none of us have concrete proof that it's either good or bad. But from my experiences, from my exact feelings, I know I ain't a sin. I'm not a child of the devil. And it's not a choice to be gay. So that's not a sin either. So basically what I'm trying to say is technically neither of us have concrete evidence, and we can just keep debating this for forever and ever, and none of us will get anywhere. So I don't really know what else to tell you. All I know is God loves me for me, and if it is a sin, I'm not going to hell anyways, because hell doesn't exist. I don't have concrete proof for you, but I have concrete proof for me. I have had several experiences where I've just been praying so hard to my Lord, to my Father in heaven, and I am just like, why haven't you told everybody else this? Why are you allowing so many people, so specifically Christians, to be so rude and to be so physically violent towards my community? And honestly, in all honesty, I kind of get mad at God. But I can never stay mad at God for long, because I have no right to be mad at God, because he created me, he created my feelings, so how could I use my feelings to be mad at him? Anyways, I do have some slight, you may not think of it as concrete proof, but here's just some reasoning for my thoughts. In Come Follow Me this week, 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45. Let's read. Then David said to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. So this is kind of a metaphor for me. It hit me. You have so much hate, and you weaponize your words, and you weaponize the words of the Lord against me. But really, I am kind of David in this scenario. I have the Lord with me. I have my experience with the Lord. I have the words of the Lord, the feelings of the Spirit comforting me, saying, I am not a sin, because a person is not a sin. A person can only be a sinner. To think, and this is not obviously in all Christians' ideals, because I am Christian and I don't believe this, but a few very rude, uneducated Christians feel that gay people are made from Satan, that my community and me are born of the devil. And I say to that, How could you give so much power to Satan? How could you allow Satan, how could you, in your mind's view, think that Satan is powerful enough to create life? God is the only one who can do that, and he has allowed us, through hanky-panky, to have children and also create things. But since Satan doesn't have a body and doesn't have a partner and doesn't have the divine right to have kids, I can say I definitely am not born from Satan. So just something to think about. People also talk about the argument that God created man to be a man and God created a woman to be a woman. What about intersex people? And also, God created wheat to be wheat, but man aided in the process of creating bread, which is more calorie rich and better to be ingested by humans. So I'm just saying, God doesn't want you to stay how you are. Sometimes for some people, it includes having to change your gender in order to be happy in your skin. To be honest, I am pretty angry at a lot of people for saying things like that. For people in powerful positions in my country to say things that are so hurtful. It really frustrates me and it gets me enraged, honestly. But I don't want to be full of rage. That's not what God intended. He wanted us to be full of joy. Men are that they might have joy. And it's come to me making this video that I really just need to kind of let it go. In the words of Bad Bunny, love is the only thing more powerful than hate. So honestly, I'm just trying to respond with love. And you can hold me to this. You can show me this video and say, hey, you're being hateful, you need to step it back. If I go off on a rageful rant sometime. Because I just want to be nice. I love being nice. I love being full of love. And you should too. If you are full of rage at queer people, of all people, like, honestly, what did we do wrong? But if you're mad at us, take a moment and reflect. Step back. Why am I, a little child, making you so frustrated that you decide to leave a hate comment on my little YouTube channel that nobody watches, okay? Like, why? I don't understand. You're honestly just wasting your time. But I have love for you. Actually, that's a lie. I am trying to have love for you. I am trying to understand where you're coming from. And no, I will not really listen to your hate comments because that's only gonna make you prideful. But I will not respond back with hate, hopefully. You know, I'll try to take a breath. I'll try to refocus. And yeah. So if you see me not doing that, call me out, okay? Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.